Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the webinar on community-based initiatives to build farmers' capacities on sustainable soil management. This webinar was organized as part of the implementation strategy of the Asian Knowledge Hub on sustainable soil and land management in the region that I'm briefly going to present to you. Today, we are going to talk about capacity building with the focus on farmers' communities. We do hope that you will find this webinar both interesting and inspiring, motivating you to integrate the presented ideas into your work. So as anticipated, I would like to share my screen again for a short while and tell you a bit more about the context that this webinar was organized around. Thus, to introduce you to the to the Knowledge Hub on sustainable soil and land management that was developed for the Asian region. Just a second. I hope that you can see my screen. Okay. So why a Knowledge Hub on sustainable soil and land management? Well, this hub was built around the following objectives: to facilitate the exchange of knowledge and experiences on sustainable soil management in the Asian region, to enhance the capacity of individuals and organizations in implementing sustainable soil and land management practices, to facilitate the identification of knowledge and technology gaps that can boost research and development activities, to encourage the adoption of proven methods while inspiring innovation in sustainable soil and land management, and ultimately to support the formulation of projects and the implementation of activities on the ground. So in this way, the hub is seen as a driver for positive change in agricultural and environmental practices. At present, it reports and describes countries' or regional engagements to assess, monitor, preserve, restore, or enhance soil health. And this is why during these days you will have so many countries' interventions. And it compiles United Nations contributions to the topic in terms of equipment, online applications, certification system, training systems, awareness raising systems, and other. The information in the hub were collected using a participatory approach that involved the public sector, non-profit sector, academic and research institutions, and intergovernmental organizations. However, the users of the hub are many more than this and includes farmers, local community, extension agents, policymakers, project managers, researchers, academia, and even the private sector. So as you can see from this brief description, the hub is really like a living tool, and it's open to anyone that feels like sharing their experience or tools or innovations developed on the topic of sustainable soil and land management. So if you feel like you have something to share with the community, please let me know. Send me an email. I will be more than happy to include your experience in the hub. So, and also to give you space if you would like to present at webinars like this one. The information in the hub are organized into 5 categories depending on their core scope. Scope 1 is on soil assessment, monitoring and mapping. Scope 2 is on policy. Scope 3 is on investments. Scope 4 is on field activities. And Scope 5 is on communication. And this includes also awareness raising and technical and scientific cooperation and networking activities. This specific webinar was organized around Scope 4, so field activities. And it really aims to promote capacity building activities at the field level, exploring collaboration opportunities between locally developed and global programs, to promote the use of tools on the topic in projects and national programs and initiatives, and not last also to help FAO in reviewing the Farmer Field Schools program, that is one of the topics that are actually one of the presentations that we will have on stage tomorrow, taking into consideration regional priorities, needs, country-specific situations, and successful stories for optimal integration into projects and regional strategies. Now, this was my last slide. I will stop sharing my screen now. And I would like then to announce and present a bit like the structure, the agenda for today. Before moving into the first presentation of the day, that will be on the Volunteer Soil Doctor program from Thailand, we have a short poll, like 2 questions that I would like to ask you, just to warm up and break the ice. So let me ask you the questions, if I can. Pause here, sorry. So first question, you should have appear in your screen. So very basic question, are you working with farmers? Yes or no? You should see this window popping up on your screen with the question and 2 options. Please hurry to express your opinion. I will close the poll shortly. Okay, the majority of you is working with farmers, but still we welcome those of you that do not work with farmers. Thanks for joining. We hope that this webinar will motivate you and inspire you to work more with farmers if you have the opportunity. Then second question, as I said, as a warm-up, how relevant do you think community-based activities are in capacity building? Are they very relevant, fairly relevant, little relevant, not relevant at all, or you do not have enough experience on the topic to have an opinion on it? I'm keeping the poll open for a few more seconds. Okay, I'm closing the poll now. Okay, so the majority of you thinks that community-based activities are very relevant in building the capacities of farmers. Still, we have 5 people that thinks that they are fairly relevant, and a few that thinks that they are little relevant. So let's see if by the end of this webinar, today and tomorrow, we will manage to change the opinion of those of you that thinks that they are not very relevant. That would be very interesting to test. Okay, many thanks for participating to the polls. I hope that you took it as a warm-up, and please, as I said, feel free to interact with the panelists and with the other participants throughout this webinar. Again, you can use the question and answer box or raise your hand and I will give you the floor. Now, it is a pleasure to give the floor to the first speaker of the day, Ms. Prapa Taranet from the Land Development Department, Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives of Thailand, that will introduce us to a rather famous program in the Asian region, that is the Volunteer Soil Doctor program. So, Ms. Taranet, the floor is yours. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lucrecia, for having me here today. And good afternoon, everyone from Thailand. My name is Prapa Taranet. I'm working for Land Development Department, Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives, Thailand. So I am here today to talk about Soil Doctors, a smart farmer approach for sustainable soil management and food security in Thailand. So can you see my screen? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So the talk today will include five main parts. The first one is the summary of agriculture and land degradation in Thailand. Then gonna talk about the soil doctor programs in Thailand and the roles of soil doctor on sustainable soil management. and then gonna mention a little bit about the lesson learned from those successful soil doctors, and finally we'll be giving a brief information about the way forward of the soil doctor program in Thailand. So this is the brief introductions of the agriculture and land degradation in Thailand. So Thailand comprises of 77 provinces with 30% of populations engaged in agriculture and using 46% of total land for agriculture, growing mainly rice, cassava, maize, sugarcane, rubber, and oil palms. And in general, agricultural land is managed by smallholder farmers, who thus remain the most important segment in agriculture. And in Thailand, land degradations has been reported. The assessment by LTD found that the land degradation in Thailand was classified as light and moderate degradations. And this is largely due to the poor practices negatively affect farmers and their communities, resulting in just more than 5% of population living below the poverty line. And it used to be 30 years ago, it used to be 65% of populations living below the poverty lines, but now it's getting better because the number is decreased a lot. From 65 to 6%. I think that means something for us. So as you can see, that we experience with land degradations. So there are some platforms that we join and use it as the guideline to implement sustainable soil management, and hopefully to minimize land degradations or to recover the degraded lands and to ensure the optimum use of the land resources in the region. So one of the key approaches that we use to fight with the land degradations is we established the soil doctor programs, and soil doctor is in smart farmers that we define them, a smart farmer who help other farmers in the local to manage their land and improve their livelihood. And this program was established in 1995. And at that time, when the farmer realized that their land cannot grow plants very well, so they sent a request to the government at that time, and we couldn't respond them in timely manners. So people at that time, they established the soil doctor program, and they recruit the outstanding farmers and building them capacity, give them some knowledge on the principle of soil science through the multiple trainings annually. And after well-trained, those farmers, they work as partnership with LDD to improve their own lands, as well as to assist other farmers in the communities in voluntary basis. So let's have a look how we select soil doctors. So to be soil doctor, there's no gender limit, and age over 15 years old, and that person must live in the agricultural areas and having a good health, willing to attend trainings and sharing knowledge or technology with other farmers. And it would be great if previously they were trained with LDD to, to manage or use some technology from LDD. And the last one, they need to get the obtain from, they need to get the consent from the spouse to be a soil doctor. So what are the benefits of being soil doctor? they will receive a officially register and receive a materials and tools, or they receive a free input for demonstration plots. They get the bidding capacity through training, study visit, and they can have a soil doctor or farmer award annually. We have like different occasion for soil doctor to show their success in their work on agriculture. And very important as well, those people have opportunity to work with or get support from different organizations, especially under the Ministry of Agriculture and cooperatives. And for some reasons, if the soil doctor, they can work strongly with us, they can get compensation for collecting data or some payments in case they get assigned to be a speaker in some meetings or some event. So these are benefits that they get from being soil doctor. So the missions of soil doctor play very important roles and being mechanisms in transferring knowledge and technology in soil and land development through learning center. They will be able to provide basic recommendations and answer to possible questions that they may receive from the community of farmers around. And in the same idea, they should receive the feedback, the needs or the problems from the community or local farmer, and they bring that feedback to inform LDD. So in that case, we get to know people around, not just only farmer around in the community, not just only the soil doctors. And the soil doctors are also entrusted to distribute to farmer agricultural materials such as land, agricultural land, fertilizer, organic fertilizers, or some seeds that we provide some farmer annually. And they are also entitled to carry our public relations activities in making announcements, delivering message to farmer, inviting farmers to participate in observation study tours or workshops, etc. This is volunteer soil doctor network in Thailand. The establishment of the soil doctor began, as I did mention, in 1995, and starting with the village volunteer soil doctors. And later after that, there were volunteer soil doctor at the sub-district, district, and provincial levels. And the network was systematically established in accordance with the organizations of the Thai territory. And until now, we have 77, almost 78 soil doctors across the country, which is considered as an important support force for LDD officials. And the work of the soil doctor is very evident and has been accepted by many sectors across the countries. So most of the farmers, the brief idea about how those people they join the programs. Most of farmers joining the program because most of them experience land degradations, they experience high cost productions, and very often low crop yields, and finally they receive very low income from what they've been done in the farm. So they join the soil doctor programs, and we provide, in terms of LDD, we provide the knowledge that we wish to help them reduce production costs and increase the income with the main activity that we provide them. The first one, we we organize learning site for trainings, not especially, but we provide them during the World Soil Day event across the countries. And I did mention before, we have 77 provinces across the country. So at least 78 sites we celebrate the World Soil Day annually. So soil doctor from every province will participate in this event. The second one, we also soil doctor also participation in the Volunteer Soil Doctor Day as well. So we established the Soil Doctor Days on the 10th of February every year. So during the 10th of February, we will organize the site for the study, for the showcase for soil doctor in 78 sites across the countries. Also, LDD provides some training annually to soil doctor as well for 4 levels. So the training course that we provide them based on the problems that they experience annually. And we also support the outstanding soil doctor to establish the training center and being a hub for local farmers to learn, share, and consultations of knowledge and technology for land development. And also we provide the academic hubs for the soil doctor as well. And they can reach easily by clicking to the website lddmodin.ldd.go.th Thailand. Modin in Thai means soil doctor. So sometimes if you see the word Modin here, that means soil doctors. So how soil doctors play a crucial role in sustainable soil management and ensure food security in Thailand. The first one that I can mention is soil doctor as a producer of food. So there are many sustainable soil management practices either discovered by the soil doctor themselves, using their wisdom to taking care of their land. And also sometimes they develop the collaboration with the researchers or people from LTD or some other organization under the Ministry of Agriculture. And then they use them, modify them, and use to improve their land. And if you can see from the slide, one practices that is being implemented is soil and water conservation measures to protect, to improve, to restore land productivity, and to fight with the land degradation. And there are numerous technology that we promoted to those soil doctors. For example, the cover crops, the grass strip croppings, the green manure cultivations before the growing season, or as you see from this picture here is a vegetable grass that we use to fight with the erosions in the mountainous area. And the second one, when the land is leased, when the land is not leased, the soil doctor and the landowners is the same person. So decisions made by the producer who leases the land are often linked, are often short terms and guided by the profit optimizations. But if the owner decision, they may link more with the long-term management of the land. So these are some examples of the land management by smallholding farmers in Thailand, the so-called new theory of agriculture. And this new theory of land management is a production system based on sufficiency economy philosophy, where the land will be divided into 4 parts: reservoir, paddy field crops, fruit trees, and the residential area. And this architecture not only allowing producer to as the owner, more self-reliant through the holistic management of the land, but also providing the nice living space harmoniously with the nature as well. So lots of people, farmer in Thailand, they adapt themselves, they modify their area into new theory of agriculture at this day. The third one, soil doctor as a trainer. So being trainer can help other people to transfer the knowledge on sustainable soil management to other people. Especially the farmer in the community, that they can commute to the center easily. So they are also becoming the focal points to associations involving with the programs and work closely with the government agency and relevant organizations. And the soil doctor being a voice of the farmers in developing effective solutions to manage soil for sustainable productions as well. They can help to raise awareness and transfer knowledge and skill to other farmers for sustainable soil management in conclusions. And right now in Thailand, we have, as I did mention about, we support soil doctor to establish their own learning center. So right now we have a total of 2,400 each learning center across the country where farmers can go and learn more from those soil doctors. And also we have a total of 882 of learning centers for enhancements of agricultural production, where we integrate the work with different organizations under the Ministry of Agriculture. So in total, 33 hundreds of learning center that we work with the soil doctors. These are some lessons learned or some soil doctor that they are success in terms of put some best practice into their land in sustainable land and soil management. For example, the first one, Mr. Banjong Sanyamun, he experienced with the sandy soil where he cannot produce any crops in his land for many years. And after he joined the programs, he learned more about how to improve the land. Now he can turn the land into very much more fertile, and he can produce lots of different varieties of crops and food. And he started to turn himself into agro-business persons as well, not just only the producer of food, but also he turned himself into the businessman as well. The second one, he's also experienced the land degradations as well, and he sacrificed himself at a learning center for people who interest to come to learn more about the orchard in the south, in the central of Thailand. And the third one here, he lives in some bit highlands in the hill slope. So he very much into with the soil and water conservations in the highland. So lots of people, more than 5,000 people come to his site to learn about how he managed the land holistically all year round. So these are some successful soil doctors who can put the practice into their lands and improve their soil quality, improve their agricultural productions, and finally they can improve their income and their life after being a soil doctor. And these are some pictures that I would like to show you, that there are many successful soil doctors every year. So currently, apart apart from giving them those successful soil doctors and awards on different occasions, and we also help them to build the farmer network as well. And we hope that this could not only improve soil doctor household income, but also to raise awareness of the sustainable soil management and ensure the food security in the communities as well. As I did mention before, that we established the Volunteer Soil Doctor Days on the 10th of February to honor the volunteer soil doctor who sacrifice and dedicate themselves to work with land development department in the conserving, developing, and caring the soil and agricultural land. We have announced that the February 10th of every year as Volunteer Soil Doctor Days, and it is a day that we share the pride between the soil doctor and LTD official. We holding hand and we make commitment to take care of the country's soil resources. And this event was firstly started in the year 2022. So this year we just had celebrate the third year event 5 days ago. So the event was held throughout the country, 77 provinces, and at the main center in Bangkok, totally 78 sites for the celebrations. And this year, the Soil Doctor Day was celebrated under the topic of Smart Soil Doctor, Market-Led Production using Innovations, Income Improvement. And we have the Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Cooperative being preside over the chairman, and we have many thousand soil doctors participate in the event. And we during the event occurrence, we feature the exhibitions of innovations and technologies of land development, and we have the showcase of the local agricultural products from soil doctor across the countries. And we have online so that on the whole day 77 site can see each other through the big screen. And after we after this, as we think a little bit further what we want to do in the future for the way forward. The first one that we would like to is we try to develop the capacity building platform. So this could help us to distribute the knowledge and technology to soil doctor in a more efficient ways. And also we plan to provide more effective materials or solutions for narrowing the gaps of the knowledge gaps among the smallholder farmers and soil doctors. And we also want to strengthening soil doctor capacity and networking more, because right now we have even though we have the networking across the country, but we need to focus more to make sure that they participate and they have very strong collaborations among the soil doctor from different regions across the countries. And also one plan that we start to implement this year, that we will get the pilot cases to upscale the success case at the country level. So we get the success from the north and we bring all the knowledge to the south, to the northeast, to the east. So in this case, we can share the knowledge from north to south, from northeast to east, from west to central, etc. And our next move against as well. As we want to help other countries as much as we can to implement the idea of soil doctor. And we already put this plan into the request for the government funding support. So hopefully next year we can get some support from the government that we can run the activities for more in other countries. And from the picture here that I show you is the picture that we support Laos to implement their soil doctor. Doing this, we help those people to train some knowledge, to transfer some knowledge that we use in Thailand, and train them, and hopefully they can use such knowledge to modify to their lands and put into their practice in the countries. So these are some, if I can say brief talk about soil doctor, volunteer soil doctor in Thailand. And thank you everyone for your attention.
Thank you very much, Pat. It was very good presentation, and it raised some attention because you have many questions for for you to answer, please, in the question and answer box. And
Okay.
I see that there is a question also in the chat, but I'm kindly asking Miss or Mr. Banuda Spendak if he can or she can please copy paste the question in the question and answer box, so the panelists have all questions all together. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I have to give the floor to the next speaker because we are running a bit out of time. Otherwise, I would have liked to have you answering some questions live. Sorry, I'm losing my voice over here. But again, thank you so much, Pat. I'm now giving the floor to the next speaker of the day, that is Miss Janet Nambawi, international consultant on sustainable soil management at the Global Soil Partnership FAO, that will tell us about the Global Soil Doctors Program. Ms. Nambawi, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Prisha. Thank you, Pat, for presenting the Soil Doctors Program for Thailand. Good morning from Rome, good afternoon in Thailand. And I'm happy to be here to share with you what we have for the Soil Doctors Program, in what we do globally about the Soil Doctors Program. Yeah. So, all right. Okay. So the Soil Doctors Program.
Janet, sorry, you have to switch screens because we see the screen that you should be seeing, not the presentation itself.
Okay, let me share again. Sorry about that. Let me just share again. Yeah. Okay, can you see my screen?
Not in presentation modality yet.
Okay.
Okay, now yes. Please go ahead.
So the Soil Doctors Program, it is a farmer-to-farmer training program that is mainly looking at capacity building for farmers in sustainable soil management. And you join the program more as a promoter if you're an institution And with a promoter, you coordinate the different activities of the program in your country. And there are a number of benefits that go with you being a promoter. I'll highlight those on the next slide. And to formalize your collaboration with the, we have then you can confirm that you are a promoter or a collaborator for for the program. And you can also join as a trainer. These are people who are willing, for example, like agronomists, scientists, different people that are willing to they're willing to transfer this knowledge onto farmers in various communities. And then a soil doctor is more of a champion farmer to transfer knowledge to the community in which they are situated. Okay. The soil doctors, what do we bring on the table? As the Global Soil Partnership, we offer a certified training for trainers who are involved in this program. For the running of the program, I help in the visual assessment of the soils. And the promoter, they support the training of trainers. They adapt the educational material to the local context in which the country they are in. And they provide feedback on the material, and then we can improve on it so that it can be more helpful to the farmers. And they also provide a training of soil doctors in the field, and they certify them. So as per now, globally, we have about 1,800 soil doctors that are trained in 21 countries, and we have over 11,000 farmers that have been reached. And for this program to be a success, the national promoter is really very key as they coordinate the activities of the other local promoters in the country. So the local promoters can be private sector, they can be NGOs, they can be a university, they can be different organizations. Then the national promoter, mainly people are coming more from the government so that we can have the sustainability of the program. Okay, so with the Soil Doctors program, we have educational materials, as I mentioned. Some of these we have posters and field exercises. And these posters encompass looking at this physical properties, the biological and the chemical properties of the soil. And the same alludes to the field exercises. We have some simple exercises that can be done by the farmers, and these help them to understand more about their soil. And these posters and field exercises are translated in over 18 languages. And to focus more on the Asian region, we have some translations in Khmer, in Lao, and in Thai. These are already on the website, and I've included the website link in this presentation. So when you receive, you have the link with you. Then we also have the kit. This is how it looks like, the bag. And with the kit, we have the pH kit that we received from LDD in Thailand. Thanks to them, they provided us with 1,000 pH kits that help us to advance on this program around the world. And we have other materials that are included in the kit. We have the vest, the t-shirts, the shovels, the pallets. These help in the visual assessment of the soil. As you can see, the LDD exercise, pH exercise has been translated in more than 10 languages. And this has been done in different countries. So the program is tailored, the training program is tailored in module form. So we discuss with the country that is interested in the program, we identify the main threats that they have to their soils. It could be soil fertility, it could be salinity, it could be organic matter content that is very low. So from basing on these discussions, then we select a module to start with for the training of trainers and then soil doctors and then farmers. So an example of the module is we have about 4 posters that are chosen based on the module. This is What is Soil is a starting module where we have a poster on describing the soil and looking at a poster also describing how best you can manage your soil and how to enhance organic matter, and also looking at the soil pH, as this is very important, a very important assessment of soil. And then we have field exercises, 45 field exercises that are done in connection to this. And then we have, after that, we have an evaluation of what we've seen in the field. And from there, then we can form some recommendations to the farmers on how best to manage their soil. Then we have also visibility and communication tools that we use for this program. So we have the website where you can find all the information about the program, how to get involved, the educational material, the implementation, and then the sites that we have, and some publications and events that we've had over the years. And each country where we have the trainings, we have a web page that is created for them. For example, you can see this is a web page for Bangladesh. We had a training with them in 2021, and it shows the number of trainers, the soil doctors, and the farmers. And then we also have a webpage for Laos, where we had this training last year. And so these web pages also create some visibility for the promoter and also for the soil doctors. And also the various events that we have and the highlights for each training. We develop some articles that we can share on social media, on our website, and these can easily also, they help with the promoting of the program. And we have also a gallery that is updated with the various pictures and videos. We have various trainings. So the trainings that we had in the region for Bangladesh, as is, we've had 10 trainers and 15 soil doctors, and these have managed to train about 450 farmers. And also we have for Laos, and 22 trainers, and we have some soil doctors and farmers who've been trained. And more preparations are on the way with Thailand. We're happy to say that we have a training with them next week. And also we look at having a training with Cambodia. So at this point, I'll just briefly show you some video that we have in regard to the training that we had in Laos. So just allow me to share again. Hmm.
Janet, do you want me to help you with the video?
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, so this is a video from training. Okay, so I've included the video in the training, so you check it out in the presentation. So these are some examples of, we have assessment of pH in the field. This is some of the field exercises that we carry out. And with that, I thank you for listening to me, and I'll just leave you with one more video for where we have our, to just show you the global picture of the Soul Doctors program around the world. Yes, thank you. Okay.
Many thanks, Janet. There is a question for you in the chat. I believe it's from Nepal, but I hope not to be wrong. Maybe Shri Prasad Vista, can you please specify your country in the Q&A? And while you do so, and Janet answered the question, I would like to give the floor to the next speaker of the day. And then at the end of the webinar, I would open the floor for live interventions. So we make sure to close in time. Thank you so much, Janet. It was a very good presentation, and congratulations also on the videos. So the next speakers, actually we have two speakers. They will join this lot. We have Mr. Shri Pawan Kumar, Chief General Manager at the Patanjali Organic Research Institute from India, that will introduce us to the snake and ladder game. And to complement Mr. Kumar's presentation, we also have Paras Shah, that is a student at the Graphic Area Deemed University in Dehradun in India, that will present the online application developed on the game. So, Mr. Kumar, the floor is yours at first, please.
Thank you, Lucrezia. Am I audible, and can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to FAO. Thank you to CESRA, who has given me opportunity to learn about the Soil Doctor program. I have been a participant, so I'd like to thank LDD. I'd like to thank the earlier speaker, Pat, and other colleagues in the CESRA and LDD with whom I have been interacting. And now I would to share this game on soil health. We made this game on the soil health, and there are other versions which are going to come up. I'm just going to start my presentation. So the origin of this game is on the traditional soil health, on the soil snakes and ladders game, and we developed it in 22-23. And our organization has been working on organic and natural farming for the past 10 years. We implemented a largest farmer to farmer training program in India with the help of the Ministry of Skill Development, where we trained 1,000 farmers as champion farmers, and then took for the work of organic farming, natural farming, and of course soil health is part of that. And we trained around 70,000 farmers in past few years. And based on that experience, we felt that we should need to develop very simple tools which are based on discussions, sharing of experiences, rather than only lectures. So, and also these tools must be very farmer friendly, which engages farmers in an interactive learning experience. It makes them feel enjoyable. It makes them to do something in a very practical approach and facilitate learning as part of this whole work that we try to do. And also very important to demystify a complex subject of soil science and simplify things which can be very easily understood. And also, we are able to move forward by looking at action, looking at the review by the farmers of how they are feeling when they are playing this game. So I present with you two games today. The first is the organic and natural farming snakes and ladders game, which we made in 22, and we have now getting it translated into multiple languages. Second game, which I did this year in 23 particularly, was this soil health game. Now, this game, when I shared with stakeholders and we did it on the same principle, we integrated the three components of soil health, which is the physical, biological, and the chemical methods. And also we integrated a pledge by the farmers. I will, run a short video on the pledge. And and all these methods that we have chosen, around 10 methods, are these methods which are can be implemented by the farmers themselves, which means that the soil doctor or any champion farmer should be able to do these methods himself and come up with a score. We have developed a manual also, how to play this, how to do these, each of one of these methods, and have come up with a composite score index. And for that, I will be requesting in coming days that we can have a separate webinar where we can go into further details and further detailing of how we are doing. But the soil health game has been very interesting because already we translated it into Indian languages 12 with the help of volunteers and scientists. And more important, global languages 16 we have been able to cover through various networks, through people coming. And also in Lao, for example, Dr. Sithong, who has been there, my colleague in the last training that we did together, he did it in Lao, and his version is also ready. So I'll just go to the next slide on the soil health game. These are the languages where we have been able to translate, and Indian languages, 12 languages, the various states, all major languages in India are covered. Some more are under process. On the global languages, we have Spanish, Kurdish, Arabic, Luganda, Bahasa, Kinyarwanda, Korean, French, Lao, Urdu, Khmer, Runikhor, German, Portuguese, Irish, Thai in progress. And these are all done by volunteers. These done by scientists or the development professionals from these countries. And even though I could have easily done it through the Google Translate, but we felt that sometimes these languages are the keywords of these languages which make sense to the local community. They should originate from that from that country itself, so that they are able to move forward and take this game forward. So now I come to the first game, which is on natural and organic farming. So as I said earlier, this is an educational tool. It guides farmers, and the undesirable practices there's where the snake head is there. It's been marked in red. And so when you do red, then you have to go down and you have to start again. And when you take a very positive step, you move up the ladder. And the purpose is, as I said, no need to, there's no purpose in saying that I have won the game. The purpose is sharing, the purpose is knowledge sharing, purpose is learning and experience sharing between the participants who play this game. And in the end, when we play the pledge, when we take the pledge by the participants, so the affirmation of the action of our learning becomes even more important. And then we in India, when the farmers and especially when the women take the pledge, then they become very committed to take very positive actions and avoid as much as possible the negative actions. So very simple purpose and very simple methodology of this game, and we can modify this game as per our cultural context, as per our experiences, to the extent which is possible. So the second is the soil health game. So as I said, this game facilitates understanding of the soil health by the participants and the physical, biological, and chemical methods, along with the manual. And these methods can be done by the farmers, facilitated by extension, personnel, and it becomes very enjoyable when the farmers or even for students, when we were able to do it, they were very interested, because if you start talking about soil, people become very bored easily, especially the students. But through this game, they are able to open a window and then start discussing, or they can start learning and start moving forward. And so this game provides a very learning experience to anyone interested in the soil health aspect. And as the pledge is there, the pledge taken by the participants for soil health facilitates the adoption of practices, as we have been showing. So let me see if I can open. And so is it audible? So yeah.
No, we cannot hear. When you share your screen on Zoom, you should click on share audio.
Oh, okay. So is it possible for you to play it?
Yes.
I would request you. Yeah, thank you.
Please stop sharing your screen.
Sure. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, okay. Please.
ये धरती हमारी माँ है। इस धरती से ही अन्न उत्पन्न होता है। इस धरती से ही अन्न उत्पन्न होता है। स्वस्थ मृदा स्वावलंबी जीवन की प्रतीक है। स्वावलंबी जीवन की प्रतीक है। संपूर्ण जैव विविधता स्वस्थ मृदा से पोषित होती है। मैं प्राकृतिक फसलों से मानव स्वास्थ्य को आरोग्य प्रदान करूंगा। मैं मिट्टी के पारिस्थितिक संतुलन से जलवायु परिवर्तन में स्थिरता लाऊंगा। मैं मिट्टी के स्वास्थ्य के प्रति अपने समाज में जागृति लाऊंगा। मैं समय समय पर खेत की मृदा परीक्षण करवाऊंगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much. I'll share my screen again. Sorry, yeah, I think I'll have to share again. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, so am I audible? And am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so these are some of our field level exercises. The validation with the farmers, with in different contexts, different villages, and we found a very positive response. We had consultations with the farmers. We had a couple of webinars, especially on the soil health. We went to a village community. The village headman asked for his opinion, how he will, take this concept of soil health at the village level with his entire community, and we found very positive responses. We took help of the FAO infographics which are there on the website, and we used that also in some of our webinars and the presentations. And I will just share with you very quickly. These are the volunteer scientists from different countries who were able to contribute in the translation, and I'm very grateful to them, all of them. We had the validation, the spoil health particularly game, which came in the news when we did the validation with the farmers. Now, the next slide, I'm looking at the recommendations, and the request from the participants is that you try the games, methodologies with farmers and students in your area. You have to take out a printout and flex vinyl 4 feet by 3 feet. Ask the printer to make 4 holes at the corner, so you can, if need be, if you want to tie it in the and hang the poster as a poster, and becomes this thing. It becomes easy. You discuss the contents which are given and ask participants to share their experiences. So this infographic which you see it's an individual, where the diameter of this universe is there. It is just showing. But when you are doing the knowledge sharing, you increase your the context and your wavelength of your understanding when you start discussing, when you start the knowledge sharing. So this is developed by Mr. Devagan, and I have taken it from his learning. And also there's a request to translate in uncovered languages: Filipino, Chinese, Russian, Mexican, other languages. We are able to do the translations also with the help of our volunteers. Now the next way forward is, of course, the sharing the methodology with stakeholders, taking feedback, capacity building of facilitators, the volunteers. The Global Soil Doctors Program is a very good opportunity where this methodologies can be shared by the volunteers, and they can be facilitated also with school teachers and with students, scientists, development professionals. They need to be trained, they need to be oriented. We will have a webinar in coming days as I requested, and maybe then we'll be able to talk in further detail. We develop mechanisms for review and feedback assimilation. I have developed a very simple Google Forms. I will share in the chat box, and I would request all the participants to kindly share their views, their comments, their criticisms, their compliments, whatever you want to share, please do share. And as I was developing this game, we also felt that to reach a large number of people, we need to also possibly digitize it. And so when we thought of digitization, I think the next speaker will be speaking something on that. And I'm very happy as we close this thing. This is my uh, uh, contact number, my phone numbers, and you can connect with me. These are the soils. I have not mentioned that. I'm grateful. You see, when we talk of soil, we look only at the physical and the biological aspect of the meso and the macro fauna, meso macro fauna, which is there. Their role is something we need to understand. When we need to appreciate these small guys who are there, who are helping us unknowingly beneath our feet, contributing. We don't even know how each one of these small insects or arthropods are contributing. So we need to we need to be sensitive. And what we feel is that when we are talking of organic and natural farming, we feel the importance of feeding these these need a place to stay. They need something to eat. So along with the bacteria and the fungi and the actinomycetes and the other microorganisms, everyone, if they get an opportunity, they will contribute to the well-being of our soil health and contribute to healthy food, healthy person and healthy planet. Thank you so much. I conclude my this presentation now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pawan. Before giving the floor to Paras, I would like to ask Janet if she can please answer the question in the question and answer box, but also in the chat. I copy pasted some question that came in from Indonesia. Pawan, there is already some question for you, if you don't mind answering them in the Q&A. And then with this, I would like to give the floor to Paras Shah for his presentation and also for a short video on how the online app on the Snake and Ladder game works. So over to you, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Not in
Okay.
presentation mode, but we see it.
So it should be in presentation mode right now.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I am Paras Shah. I am currently pursuing Bachelor's in Technology from Computer Science and Engineering from Graphic Era University, which is ranked 55th in the NIRF ranking framework. So we talk about why soil is important, or why is soil health important. So this earth is our mother, and all our basic needs are fulfilled by this earth, such as food, water, air, etc. So one important aspect of this earth is the soil, which provides our food. And for that, we need to uh, see to it that the soil health is not degraded, and uh, soil health is not degraded. And so, we came up with the question that shouldn't the people be sensitized on soil health and its relationship with human health, nutrition, water, etc. But, these days, people are now interested in people are now more interested in entertainment, which comes in the form of mobile games. And we can see that over 3 billion people are playing mobile games. So, in order to come up with a solution, we have tried to develop an online game on soil health, which integrates learning with fun. And after several trial and errors, the prototype is ready. So, in order to make this project or this uh, soil health game, I have called upon the help of my fellow engineer, the earthworm, which are also known as the ecosystem engineers. So, the earthworms, they significantly modify the physical, chemical, and biological properties of the soil, so which works in our favor to improve the soil health. And we call this the earthworm expeditions, the soil health quest. And here is a little visual of the game that you can see. All right. So uh, we came up with this idea to combine agriculture and IT. So for agriculture, I took the help of my guide and mentor, Mr. Pawan Kumar, and who linked me to FAO and other websites, which provided me a wealth of knowledge on soil and agriculture. Here I've linked all the websites such as FAO, ICAR, and CESRA by Thailand. And then in terms of IT, I use technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And in order to develop this game, I had to check in online communities, how game development actually works. If there were any problems, I could discuss them in the online communities, etc. So as of right now, this is only a prototype which is currently made for mobile and accessible to anyone having internet. A Windows version or a desktop version is also under preparation, so be sure to check in for that. All right, how do we play this game? Uh, so we hope to engage you on an educational journey into the world beneath you, that is the soil. And it is designed to blend fun with learning. So there is an interactive game board where we see multiple challenges and opportunities to discuss and learn about the soil health. uh, so there are negative actions and there are positive actions which you can take through the game board. And for taking a negative action, the earth form has to work hard to regain the soil health. So there are total of 30 boxes with an infographic, which is to be read and discussed by players, which has something to teach us. And it's a classic snakes and ladder game. So there is a dice which takes the player either one or two steps forward. And we hope to provide you valuable insight into sustainable agricultural practices. And okay, so I'll show a video on how the game works. So can you see the video player? Is the audio coming? And can you see the video?
Yes, but not the video itself. At least not on my screen. We hear the audio, but maybe you should put down your presentation or share another window. Yeah, now yes. Yes.
So this is an intro page, little bit information which tells you about the game. All right. Okay, I'll share my screen again. So yeah, so this was how you play the game. And if you like this game, then discuss with your friends, teachers, or explore the web if you want to learn more. So basically, just spread the word. So here are some suggestions for the future. So basically, this game is a prototype, and further improvements and modifications can be made. An app is also in progress, uh, and for that, some suggestions or some help may be requested. And so, as Mr. Pawan Kumar said, that we can adapt to reach out to various countries and languages using culturally appropriate words. So, and not only in various languages, we can also adapt this game to feature other important aspects uh, of life, such as this food and nutrition, climate change, and etc. So, okay, and then this knowledge provided by the FAO website can be used to reach many persons in collaboration with other governments UN agencies, foundations, and etc. And I will be happy to participate, contribute, and learn from such initiatives. So, in the end, I'd like to thank Mr. Pawan Kumar, my mentor and guide in this assignment, Ms. Lucrezia, for reviewing the prototype and inviting me to this webinar. And the other online resources and learning that I used were the CESRA, which is the Center of Excellence for Soil Research in Asia, and the ICR website, and of course my university, which helped me to upskill myself and learn about various uh, activities of this platform. Okay. Yeah.
Many thanks, Paras. And indeed, the Pawan is doing big promotion of the game in the chat. So maybe let me see if we can help you to finalize the development also of the game. So Pawan and Shah are kindly asking if you feel like helping. They're asking for your help to to get a feedback on the game so that they can see how to improve it. But also to get a feedback on the app. So Pawan and Shah, if you agree, maybe we can ask interested people to get in contact with you, and you send them the prototype to test, and they can send you their feedback, and you can improve the app based on that. Thank you very much. And now, before we have 5 minutes before the closure of today's session, and I would like to take these 5 minutes to answer a very interesting question that is in the question and answer box. And indeed, is the only question that has not been answered yet. Janet is now trying, but I think it's interesting. So maybe let me take it live. Also, I see a couple of hands up. The question is the following. In some areas in Indonesia, the farmers are not the landowners. They are just workers and expect for yield sharing with the landowner. Quite difficult to confine them how important to understand the soil health and how to improve it, as there are some investment requirements to improve their soil health. Do you have experience like this, well, in your countries or in your programs, and how to convince the farmers to implement sustainable soil management or care about soil health, despite the fact that they don't own the land? So while thinking about an answer, let me take these a few hands up. So let me see who is the first one. So Mial Ain, I'm giving you the floor, please. You should be able to talk now. Mial Ain. You have to unmute yourself, please.
Yes, Miss.
We can hear you. Hello?
I'm sorry, Miss.
We cannot hear you anymore. Okay, maybe meanwhile, let me give the floor to Banudas Penkar. You have the floor, Banudas, please. If you want to unmute yourself and take the floor.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Hello,
Yes,
can you
we
hear
can
me,
hear you.
please?
Yes.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Hello? Thank you. Thank you. Myself, Bhanudas Painter from India. We are running a microbial inoculant company in our area, like you say, Maharashtra of India. So we are in contact with 500 farmers in our area as such. So as it is told in the speaker from Thailand, that promoters' role is there in community-based land development program. So can we participate through FAO or what? Hello?
So the question,
Hello?
sorry, because you were breaking a bit, the question is if you can participate to the Soil Doctors Program of Thailand, right?
Yeah,
Or the
Thailand
Global
program
Soil
I was
Doctors,
looking. Yeah, yeah.
the Global
So
Soil
we
Doctors
are,
Program.
yeah. So we are interested to be a promoter of soil doctor program in India.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Janet, this is for you, if you don't
yeah,
mind, please.
yeah. So FAO can help us in this regard.
Come again.
Okay.
I think they would like to be promoters of the soil doctors in India.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
they can register with us first, and then we'll go through the registration form, and then see if they meet the criteria for the promoter, and then we'll let them know. Yeah. So I already put the registration form in the chat. I can still provide the link once again, and you can register.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you, too.
Thank you very much, Janet, and thank you very much, Banudas, for your intervention. Tomorrow we will have more time to take live interventions. Now, to go back to that question on land ownership, so land tenure, before closing the webinar, there was actually Pawan, replied to it, saying that it should be the landowner interested to improve his land and needs to be convinced first before the wage workers. Janet, you were also starting to answer this question. What is your opinion on this? How can we eventually engage the owners, the landowners?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Part of it, yes, is to engage the landowner, but also looking at the farmer, in case they are renting this land for a long time, they need to see that it also produces the yield that that is more beneficial to them. So we need to convince them in that line. If they don't improve the soil health, then they are not also going to benefit. They won't be profitable. So they need to look at that aspect, especially if they are renting the land for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I would also like to share my experience on this. It comes from South America. So basically, in that case, policy had a very strong impact on how farmers were managing the land, because the law was actually promoting the implementation of sustainable crop rotations, so that at whatever time a farmer was renting the land, he was first to implement certain practices by law. And also the contracts of the rented land were such that were ensuring a minimum duration of the contract, so that the farmers that were renting the land were sort of encouraged to implement sustainable soil management practices or make major works on the land, like building terraces, buffer strips, and all these type of mitigations measures against soil degradation. So for me, this would also link to legislation, to policy. And of course, we need to work with the landowners, I think, and not only with the farmers that rent the land. But it was a very interesting question. Thank you so much. And we expect the same level of interactions tomorrow, if not more, because tomorrow we will really have more time to give the floors to participants for sharing their stories. So as we are heading towards the end of today's session, I would like to thank all speakers and of course all of you that intervene for your very good presentations and interesting questions and statements. Tomorrow, we will hear about two major and impactful initiatives, the farmer field schools that you might have heard about, and the missing middle initiatives that has a very interesting business development component for farmers community. So I thank you very much for your time, and I see you tomorrow at the same time. So I wish you a very good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.